Is that small talk?
We're back.
Small talk. Hey y'all, we're back with another episode of Small Talk. You already know, two queens, two perspectives, one topic, but tonight we have the pleasure of having two kings join us from the ATL Radio Show. We're going to ask you guys to go ahead and introduce yourselves. Where can we find y'all? All that good stuff.
I'll go first. So I'm Ezra, known as EZ on the radio show ATL, co-hosting with my brother M16. And you can also catch me on the Go, Sports Authority talk show. We go live every Sunday, just talk through sports, shoot the crap, and just have a good time on Sunday evenings.
So, is this where you defer to me about where to find us for everything? Yeah.
Absolutely, duh. Like,
Yeah. So I'll just give the easy version that you can follow us on Instagram at It's the Radio Show, and we have our link tree in the bio that'll lead you to our YouTube and wherever else you can listen to us as far as podcasts, and how you can contact us as well as all right there.
and who are you?
Well, you gave your government, so I'm gonna get mine too. So my government name is Raphael, but don't tell nobody. But
Ooh, we learned something.
But most people just forget the M because it's too much to pronounce, so they just call me 16. But yeah, me and my brother, our friends, we just wild out and do crazy. Yeah, I mean, Brittany and Asia, y'all know about the crazy stuff that we're up to, just out here, making it happen. But we just, super hyped up to be with y'all and glad to be talking with y'all again.
All right. So we are so happy to have you guys join us tonight. Listen, if you guys haven't checked out their podcast, I highly suggest you do so. It is a great time. It is a great listen. They definitely stick it to you. They stick it to you, and it's always good conversation, good topics. We enjoy you guys so much. So we're so grateful for you guys coming with us tonight. We do a little something different here. So I'm gonna toss it over to Asia so she can get us started and we will get it going. Go ahead, Asia.
All right, y'all. So we always do a little this or that. That is nothing new to our podcast. And y'all do something different on y'all's. We like how y'all do, but we're going to do it our way tonight. And so I'm going to say two things, and you have to say which one that you would prefer. So the first one, this is just for y'all. Sweet potato pie or apple pie?
Sweet potato pie.
Okay.
Really?
Gate.
Okay.
Damn.
16. I feel like you don't like either of these.
I know I love both of them.
Oh, okay.
A bunch. This is rough, man. I'm gonna go with apple pie on that one because I feel like the error rate on apple pie is less. The sweet potato pie is only certain, like that certain auntie, the only one that can make that, that sweet potato pie for you, but you might be able to get away with that with apple pie though. So that's what I'm going with
Yeah,
that.
I feel like more people mess up apple pie. That's why I went with sweet potato pie.
I don't like sweet potato pie.
I'll say, Britt,
As listen, that's okay. Pause on the facials. It's a I know it's a staple in the Black community.
There you go. There you go. I was about to take your black card. I need an explanation.
I don't, and my mom, like, we're Southern, so like that Georgia vibe, my family, that's all they have is sweet potato pies. And I just don't, I don't like it. If Thanksgiving, like, give me a low-key, give me a peach cobbler. But if I had to choose, I'm choosing an apple pie, not a sweet potato pie.
Oh, okay. Bonus question, Britt. How do you feel about pumpkin pie?
Ew, no.
Okay, all right. I just needed to make sure.
No, man.
Okay.
I won't do the whole pumpkin.
I no, I don't like apple pie at all. I don't like cooked fruit in general. So anytime that like even with peach cobbler, because you mentioned that, like my mom used to make it all the time. And like I never liked it like that because I don't like the cooked fruit. So for me, it would have to be sweet potato pie all day. That's just me though. I'll eat the crust though and the filling from the apple pie, but that's about it.
I don't
Okay.
know, like the two versions, like with sweet potato pie, you got like the crust and then the filling, and then you have the ones that I used to have a lot, which was like the filling inside of the dough and it was baked, and it was like hella great. It was like it looked like I don't know what to describe it as. It was like Hostess used to make them like those fruit cakes or something like that, but it was like the dough, but it was
Oh,
filling
okay.
in it, and it was baked
Yeah.
like I guess kind of like a calzone, but for desserts is the best way to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it
so
sounds
that
good.
was
I've
good
just
too.
never had it. Okay.
We started off with that question because for y'all that don't know, there was an all-out brawl over the cookie choice flavor, chocolate chip, oatmeal raisin. We're not gonna do it here because we've had our fair share, but we started with desserts because we wanted to get a swing for which way y'all were going.
Hmm.
So okay, so we got a
Nice.
sweet potato, we got an apple pie. My this or that question is, I gotta read it, it's kind of long. Going to jail for a crime you didn't commit, or having your brother arrested for a crime you committed?
Which y'all would
Hey yo,
Bro, listen, let me tell you something, bro. I love you, man. I really do. And I will come to visit you and put money on your books
oh
every
no,
chance I get.
and here I am. I'm trying to be the good sibling. I was about to say, you know what? I'm gonna go to jail for a crime I didn't commit. You know,
You can call me anytime you want, any chance you get, I got you.
well, well, since my
Dang.
brother set the tone, yeah, I hope I'll come visit you too. 16. You know,
Yes, sir.
I'll call the operator and say, Fulton County Jail.
I might,
You
I might
done
not be
changed
able
your
to answer.
mind?
Might not be able to answer. I'll be ducking and dodging if you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
Oh
Don't
man,
don't drop the
That's
soap, bro.
wild.
that's bad.
That is like I was gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna go to jail for my brother. You know, he got a family, blah blah blah. And
You got a family too. I'm so bad. I said I love you at first, though.
And you said you'll put money on his books. That counts for
Every every
something.
every
But
time.
does it?
that's that's still messed up. No, it doesn't
Yeah,
count for much.
yeah. Like if I ain't got enough
I-
money on my books, I'm gonna still have a public defender. Like that's not cool.
That's dang. That's
Sorry.
nah. That's 16
Oh,
didn't even think about it though.
didn't.
Dang,
He
That's
was like,
rough.
you didn't even take a
And
beat.
you just stirring their agenda, bro. They just get started with you, bro. Man.
That's rough,
and
man.
how
Whew.
you rack him up. I mean, I don't blame him though. I don't blame him though. Asia, what you got?
You said
No, I'll go ahead. What you got? Let me know. Let me hear it.
I'm not sending my brother to jail. I would do time. I'm not sending my brother to jail for a crime I committed. No, no.
Well, yeah, you committed the crime. So you're guilty. Like you have a guilty conscience. You feel like you.
Yeah, like no, my brother's just in there. No, I don't want them trying to like play with his locks. Like, no, no, no.
Yeah,
Nah,
okay.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna. Hopefully, it's like a petty crime though, because now I think about it, I didn't commit the other one. And
Mhm.
what am I in jail for? I have more questions. I have more questions.
No,
What about
that's
you, Britt?
a no-brainer. I can't. I love my brother, but I can't. I'm not serving time for nothing. I don't care if I did it, didn't do it. Y'all, I'm very claustrophobic. Like I cannot get in the elevator. I can't like be in a car too long. I'm super claustrophobic. So the thought of me being in a jail cell at any given time is a hell. I probably wouldn't make it to the next day because I'd die from anxiety, panic attacks. It's that bad. So no, whoever got to go to jail, y'all gonna have to catch that one for me. I can't do it. I won't do
Dang,
it.
Britt.
Yeah, I know. So I'm as soon as I heard 16, like, sorry, brother, in my head, I was like, yeah, sorry. Gotta go. Bye.
No. And I feel like I've seen so many like locked up. and like I have this weird obsession with like the prison system anyway. So I feel like I'll be in there making hooch. I be like making a little shank. Like I'm trying, like I would really be,
Mm-mm.
yeah,
You haven't
Man,
watched
yeah.
Asia
enough
going in there to
A&E.
get she going in
You
there to
haven't
get
watched enough
integrated.
A&E because they got a show. It was like they did that a social experiment. I forgot the name of it.
Oh yeah, 60 days in.
Yeah. Nah, I watched that and I was like,
That's me. I'm gonna have some big girl be braid my locks back, give me little
Big
cornrows.
Big Bertha.
The big birth.
Man,
Yep.
not worth it, dog.
Big Bertha. She be looking at Asia talking about don't nobody touch her. That's mine. That's mine right there.
That's bad.
That's
That's
crazy.
hilarious. Y'all know I'm a little crazy. All right, y'all. We're gonna jump into the questions now. Y'all ready?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
guess
here.
I'm
Like I
ready,
said,
even though like you just fantasized about making a shank in prison. So that's kind of like that's stuck in my
See, out
head.
of everything I said, that's the thing you held on to.
Yeah, because I'm
That's
like, damn, like she thinking
wow.
about making a shank already. Like, what's she about to do?
I also
trying to
said
survive,
hooch.
bro. Trying to survive.
Like that's what I'm saying. I'm just a survivalist. Remember, I got that whole thing in my trunk, my
Oh
survival
yeah,
bag.
that's true. That's
I'm a
true.
Yeah.
survivalist.
Brittany
So
can make it in there.
if
She ain't got to
I'm
make no shank. She have her fork, so we should be good to go.
I forgot all of I
I
went.
remember that. Yeah.
I forgot about that too. All right, y'all. So question number one, and we gonna start. I feel like it's light. What is the most embarrassing thing you have caught your parents doing?
I
Hmm.
caught him in the act.
Oh.
I was not expecting.
I wasn't expecting it either, Asia.
Oh my gosh, wait. I need more.
We don't need any more details. That's a good. That's
That's
enough.
wild.
Like,
That's
what was
wild.
your reaction? What did you do? Did you say something? Did you run away?
Well, I'm gonna say this with certainty that I ain't really been right since. Like that's my villain origin story. So anything that I do, it started with that moment right there.
That'll do it.
And
Yeah,
and
that will do
I,
it.
I made the mistake of telling my best friend about it. Is Edson Sean. I had the displeasure of telling him this, and any moment that he had to frustrate me, like we could be on the basketball court and we out there just serving cats, and he's like, "Yeah, man, you remember that time?" Just throw my whole game off. So yeah. So
Oh,
y'all don't know the people that know. Besides my best friend, y'all the only two, and my brother didn't even know about this. What I'm
Nah, I didn't.
telling.
Dang, Easy, you didn't know?
No, because it was probably. I'm not even going to speculate who it was, but I don't think my
Yeah. Let's
parents
just.
half was involved
Yeah.
in this. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So yeah. No. Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
That's bananas. That sucks.
crazy. That's yeah.
That sucks.
Damn, you got
Yeah.
16 red on the first question. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I don't know what I expected, but
Neither did I. I mean, I didn't.
I feel
Yeah.
like that is traumatizing. Like how old were you? Or like what grade were you?
Shit, how old was I? Shit, I was about, I was probably about 12, I guess.
See, no, that's
No.
the
No.
age, right? Like,
Yeah, I was about
That
12,
sucks.
Yeah.
when you won't
12 or
remember.
13, somewhere around there.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. Like
I'm
I
sorry I did too.
genuinely am.
I'm sorry I did too. Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
Okay. Easy, what about you?
This is the most embarrassing thing I've witnessed my parents do.
Yeah.
Um, I'll make a long story short. So I was with my dad and we went to Walmart, and let me just say he was returning some enhancement products. And I did not know this when we went to customer service.
Oh my my gosh! Wow. Listen, y'all parents making it easy for y'all.
Yeah, like, and I guess then I guess because obviously I was like older, and he was like, "Yeah, hey, just roll with me to Walmart. I gotta return this." And I was like, "All right, bet." Like I'm riding with him, and then like he takes it out the bag and puts it on the counter, and I'm like, "Hey, yo," and I was like, "All right, all right, bet." Hey, Dad, do you?
Yeah.
Apparently that wasn't all he
Okay,
was doing this thing.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, hey, I knew he was a player, but I was like, hey.
Dad do be into stuff though. That is true.
That is
Crazy.
wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Britt, what about you? What's like the most embarrassing
Doesn't
thing?
doesn't top doesn't top neither one of them.
I know. I feel like we should have went first.
Not right, not even close. I think actually I was just talking to my mom about this. In high school, um, and at a football field, a football game, my dad came to support my brother. He was in the drum line, the band. And my mom was like, yo, you're leaving a trail all the way to the bleachers. He had these favorite pair of like sandals, I don't know, for X amount of years, and they started to dry rot. So as he's walking, the sole of his shoe is like leaving a trail to the bleachers. And my dad is a very popular man down south. So they'd be like, yo, hey man, what's up? Haven't seen you so long. Yo, what's wrong with your shoes? And like it was so embarrassing because everybody saw it. His shoes were leaving a mark up he could barely walk because by the end of the game, his bare like the bottom of his foot was touching the street, like the ground. I felt really bad,
Ooh.
but we still talk about that to this day. Like, Dad, switch your shoes out. If they're old, like it's time for a pair of new sandals, sneakers, whatever. I think that's the most embarrassing experience I've had with my parents.
I think that's hilarious. I feel like dads, they just be holding on to stuff for like ever and ever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of funny. Let me see. What's the most embarrassing thing? Um, when it comes to my dad, and my dad would like purposely do embarrassing things. So that's why it's so like he purposely like if we would be stopped at a red light and let's say there was like somebody walking, it could have been anyone. My dad would just like roll down the window and like yell out like McGriff, my man McGriff. And it's like, who are you talking to? It's like, yeah, it's my daughter, Aisha. Yeah, I'm her dad. Yeah. And it's like, and he would do it constantly. So it could have
He
been a
trolls.
woman, a man, like, oh my God, yes, a troll to the max. And I'm like, Dad, like, it's just random person on the side of the road. But he would do that all the time. And then I guess for my mom, it wasn't embarrassing on her part. It was I was more embarrassed. I just remember like, as a kid, I feel like you always like just like snoop like through like your parents' things and stuff. So I was like snooping. Um, I don't know why. I was like snooping in my mom's like drawer one time, and like there was like lingerie, and I remember being like, "Oh my gosh, like she wears this? What is it?" Just like so disgusted at the fact that
Yeah.
like my mom is like a whole human, right, an adult. But I didn't register it as that. I was in middle school. Um, but yeah, so nothing that tops y'all
No,
at
to
all,
take the
at
cake. Do
all.
you guys feel like you'll be that parent one day? Like taking your son to return your enlargement enhancement products
Or like
or
not locking doors.
not locking doors.
Nah. Nah, no way. No way.
You
Not
don't want to be
happening.
that close to your son that you're just like, hey, I just got to return some things. Ride
That's a
with me.
new level.
I'm the type of
Nah.
parent I'd be like, hey, look, like just keep the car running sitting there.
The car ride. I get that.
Right.
I get
Yeah,
that.
I
Okay.
like that one.
16, did they know that you caught them?
I was just hoping we were getting ready to move on from this one. Like,
I just
no,
the thought I just had to ask. Sorry.
no, it's okay. No, we're gonna take that. Like in Bad Boys, we're gonna take Mike's mom's titties and all that other stuff, and we're gonna put it in a little box, and we're gonna throw it in the ocean. That's it.
Oh my,
I just
that
wanted to know if they ever knew that you caught them.
If I answer, can we? Yes, they knew.
Oh,
So let's just. It's painful for everybody.
I'm sure.
damn.
I'm sure, man. Listen, that especially at that age, I think like if you were younger, like a toddler, a little kid, like you're probably not gonna remember that type of stuff, or it's easier for them to make something up or like shush you back to
Play it
bed,
off,
right?
yeah.
12,
Yes.
like that's the age where you're low key trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, I don't know
Right.
what age y'all started, whatever, but like the puberty has hit and all this other stuff, and it's like. So they really out here showing me how I got here. And it's just with no nothing. That I
With
mean,
no regard for human life.
Yep. I told you this is my villain origin story. Anything that's done sideways is due to that.
Yeah,
my
it makes complete sense now.
Wow, that really sucks. Really.
Yes. Leave it to
um,
my brother to ask a follow up. You are
I
We were all
amazing.
wondering. We were all wondering. Let's be
yeah,
fair.
Yeah.
I wanted to know. I wanted to
There
know.
you go. There you go.
questions answered. All right, moving on. Second question. If y'all could erase one past experience, what would it be?
That's a good question.
Just one. I mean, and don't your skeletons in the closet. Y'all can leave them there.
Man, listen, what if I erase one? That's rough because the stuff that you go through is like it all like intertwines with each other.
Yeah,
So pulling away like a crazy or bad experience. Like I know I don't know, I had an ex that I probably could have went without meeting. She probably did more harm than good. But then I don't know. That's a rough one because
it's a really good question.
yeah, God, yeah, we all owed us some receipts for real. Brittany and Asia, yeah, for real. Y'all come back, we got something for you. Jesus.
And I get how that can be. I feel you, right? Because we always talk about how our experience help with growth and who we are. They mold and shape who we
Mhm.
are. A lot of people don't like to get rid of their past experiences, so I
For
definitely
sure.
feel
For
that.
sure.
Yeah.
Now
I
there's something I could get rid of. That's for
go ahead.
sure.
Let's hear one.
I know one for sure. Was and I talk about this a lot, but like in college, I feel like I should have done a more thorough job of like seeing what was out there in the job market. Because my first job was like nice paying job, good company, but like I went through a lot of shit, like just
Mm.
like lack of work life balance, crazy situations to be put in as a 22-year-old coming out of college. Like it was a rough go of it, and I was there about 5 years. And obviously, I'm at where I'm at now, which is a great job, awesome pay, and all that great stuff. But if I could do that over again, I definitely would have been a little more strategic. I was like, oh, this is the first company to offer me. It's more money than what my classmates are saying they're getting. Oh, I'm taking it, and I'm leaving, So, yeah, that's probably what I would have done differently.
Do you think you would have been where you are today if you didn't take the job and erase that experience?
Um, I get, it's probably 50-50 because to me, the thing was like what made me, I guess, not regret it, but just like question it was that like, I finished in business. So like a lot of other folks were in business and, they were making similar money, but like I felt like what I was doing was normal. So I'd be like, oh man, I had this crazy situation at work today. I've been working like crazy. And then I talked to my coworker or my peers and my friends, and they're like, yeah, we don't do that at our job. Why are you picking up the phone at 4 o'clock in the morning? Like, that's not normal. And I was like, oh shit, that's not normal. Like, y'all not doing this at your job? I
Mm.
was like, no. It's like, ah, okay. I might need to reconsider. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I could do
Because
that.
4 o'clock in the morning is
That's
yeah, we could do a whole episode with y'all about my experiences at that previous employer. 16 is my witness. Like, I was in Memphis at the time. He was in Atlanta. So he was an hour ahead of me, and he knew I would be up early in the morning. So when he would bring my nieces to school, he would call me because he knew I was up already. Like, that's how bad it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was no joke.
Yeah.
That was a whole thing. I can say the same thing about the employer that I had too, but I couldn't erase that employer because without that, nothing that we have in regard to the show and relationships we have would exist without it. So it would have to exist. I guess I'd erase walking in on my parents. That I could walk that one back.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Aisha?
Oh, I would. It's tricky, legit. Every 16, everything that you were saying in the beginning, like it's tough to think about it because I feel like every single thing that I've done um has got me to where I am. But I would probably say, even though I love working in the nonprofit space, I think I would have wanted to pursue like corporate America or the private sector a lot sooner. Um, just because it's more financially stable, as opposed to being in the nonprofit world. Even though I've been a nonprofit girly forever, but just seeing like sometimes the sacrifices I feel like I have to make. Some of my friends that are in corporate America, they don't have to make those same types of sacrifices. And even like their livelihood, like I feel like they have more stress. It seems like they have more stress with certain things, but because I like to do things and I am like, even though I'm an introvert, all my friends are pretty social. And so therefore I am like I don't know, like half social, I guess, step social. And so for me, I just feel like I would have been able to feel more a sense of freedom if I would have gone into the private sector. Because trying to cross over now, it's very, very, very difficult. Because I spent my whole career being in the nonprofit world, so now trying to be in the private space, it's is actually quite bananas. But so yeah, I think mine is more like work related. What about you,
Okay.
Britt?
I was thinking long and hard. Mine is not work related at all. I I'm gonna say this. I love my Panthers. Shout out to FIU one time. But I definitely would erase that experience and go to HBCU.
Mm.
Um, I
FIU's like a nice school.
it is. It is. And it was a great, like I wouldn't take away from my college experience at all. Some of the greatest people I've met till this day are in my life because of my college experience. However, I've been to plenty of homecomings. I've been to plenty of campus, whatever. Um, that that Black culture is so necessary, and I didn't realize that until like halfway through FIU. Even going to grad school, I was kind of skeptical of going back to FIU and actually going to like an HBCU. Um, I just felt like I wouldn't have stayed home. I wouldn't have stayed home. I would have experienced like being out on my own a little bit earlier. So I didn't move out of my parents' house until like 24. So I feel like I would have left sooner. I would have gotten a little bit more of independence, but also the just the experience when you go, it's like none other. It's really like none other. So I can't imagine like being in that setting for 4 years all the time, kind of developing who you are, seeing where life kind of takes you. I'm grateful for my experience where I am today. But if I could erase and do it all over again, I would definitely choose that route than the route that I chose.
No, I can respect that because, like, I think the reason why I went to a PWI instead of an HBCU is because, like, me and 16's entire, like, our dad's side of the family is, like, all HBCU grads. So, like, we were able to really experience, like, him being a prominent alumni at, Southern and going to those football games and homecoming events and all that stuff. So, like, I was able to, like, experience it and still be a part of it, like, without having to go to
Mm,
school there.
Mhm.
So for me, I felt like that compensated because even like even as I went to the white school, right, I still would go to the black school homecomings. I was, I still had friends there. So I felt like I got the experience without having to deal with all the BS.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Okay.
No, that's true. Wow. Yeah, actually, Britt, not similar, but similar in the sense of like I just knew my dream school was to go to Hampton, and I had visited Hampton so many times, and I was like, yes, like I just knew I had the whole plan, everything was set, and then I chickened out. I chickened out because I did not want to leave New Jersey at the end of it. It's weird because I've traveled to so many places, like I've lived, I feel like so many other
Yeah.
places now, but back then I was like I was a Jersey girl like through and through. Like I was like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna stay right here. I'm just gonna stay at home. But Hampton was always, I think, and will forever like have my heart. So I can definitely I get that sentiment with you, Britt. Ooh, to live life again, right? Um, all right, y'all, we gonna switch it up a little bit. We gonna ask y'all about men stuff. So, do y'all feel that that men are even more afraid to be vulnerable in today's society because they have this fear of being labeled as sassy? So we already know that it's like this whole thing with like, just men being vulnerable, and it's something that a lot of men don't do. But I feel like there was kind of like an uptick of like men being like, all right, like let me actually show this side of me or something like that. And then the term, oh, you're being sassy. Okay, no, men are sassy. So do you feel like that has actually put like a deterrent for y'all to then be vulnerable?
It definitely has. I mean, like I think Shaq had a podcast the other day, and he was saying like, if a guy is vulnerable to a woman, he can't, because as soon as they get into it, the woman's gonna bring up the thing that he confided into the woman and use it against him. And I was like, damn, like that's kind of true. Like, like every guy's experience is different. So I don't want to sit here and talk for all of the men out there, but I think it is still tough for men to be vulnerable and to show emotion. Um and not I think because they get it from both sides, right? Like you look at some of these football players and athletes, they get emotional. The guys are calling them any kind of slur you can think of, right? And
Mhm.
the women are like, "Oh, you're a guy. You're supposed to do this, this, and that." I think in today's climate, it's just tough to be vulnerable. Like you can't be vulnerable to everybody, but you got to have a group or an inner circle that you can just kind of vent to, right? And just say how you feel about stuff without being judged. Because it's not about being vulnerable; it's the actions that come after it. It's the reaction, right? It's like,
Mhm.
I don't mind being vulnerable, but I don't want there to be consequences for doing it. Like, I don't want you to call me out my name. I don't want you to use it against me. Um, I don't want you to look at me a certain way or judge me. So I think it's really more about not necessarily being vulnerable, but what is going to be the aftermath of it.
That's good.
Mhm.
Do you feel like 16, before we jump to you, do you feel like you've ever been in a relationship with someone where you felt like you can be vulnerable, like, okay, she's making me feel okay, I can share certain things where I know energy will kind of be reciprocated or well received.
Yeah, there's been some where it's like, yeah, I could talk to this person about this. I mean, for me, I've always felt like with women, like my mom, I feel like I can tell my mom anything and she's going to be, she's going to be Switzerland. She's going to be neutral. She's not going to say nothing crazy to me. She's going to hear what I have to say and not use it against me.
Mhm.
So, um, it's people like her that, that give me hope about that. But, I think, like I said, you got to find somebody that like you're comfortable talking to and you feel like it's a judge-free zone, right? Because you're coming to them from a vulnerable place. Like, whatever the situation is, you need somebody to kind of lean on and get you back up. So you want to make sure that they're doing their job for you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay.
16, how you feel about it?
Yeah, I felt like for a lot of years that as far as men and like emotions, it was only looked at one way, where men were taught that like you can't show certain vulnerabilities and it was just like a way of, I don't know. I feel like the mentality was wrong because I feel like you're able to let your guard down. You can let your guard down, like my brother was saying, with certain people, even though they would bring it back to you. But I just felt like it was being looked at the the wrong way for a long time. Where I guess that's where a lot of like issues come in when you start suppressing things and not being able to be your true self around people. It starts to affect you, where you're not able to fully express yourself and how you're feeling. This could be any type of relationship. You could be romantically involved with somebody. This could just be a friendship. It could be a hindrance on how far you get in those relationships because you're always taught, well, men have to be a certain way. If you're dealing with a stress, you just gotta, stand up and deal with it or things like that. So I feel like it's important to be vulnerable, and I think it's a skill to be able to figure out who the people are that you can trust being around like that. So knowing who to talk to and what to talk to them about. But it's it's rough. I wish that would go away. I wish that stigma would go away, that men have to just be a certain way. I mean, I'm not trying to say, got to walk around crying all the time and, getting emotional about everything, but it's okay to have your feelings about something and being able to express it without feeling judged about it. And I think a lot of dudes feel judged, based on telling their true feelings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's good. And something else that I've been thinking about it recently too is that when it comes down to like being vulnerable, I think a lot of times we think it just has to do with like when you're sad about something or when something would make you emotional, right? But all it is like it's really just giving voice to whatever is true for you at that given moment. So
Mm-hmm.
even with certain things, like a man can be vulnerable about like what he needs from his woman, right? Or from his partner or whatever.
Yeah.
It's about without it being seen as like, oh, he's just controlling or, he's just trying to get me to do what he wants me to do, right? And so I think there's
Yeah.
different ways of being vulnerable and giving voice to what it is that you actually want or need at that time, or just have on your heart to say, because it could be something that she's doing that is really causing you harm, right? Like if she's constantly complaining about something, right, or constantly making you feel like less than a man, it would be technically vulnerable of you to then actually speak to that point, right? As opposed
Yeah.
to them brushing it under the rug. And I feel like, do you do you think that it would be easier for men to be able to voice some of those things as opposed to the things that would then be like more sad or more like quote unquote emotional? Do you feel like men can find that like that little I don't know, like that little kind of divot in that, like in that path where it doesn't have to be all the things that makes him sad or that would make him like want to cry, but it could be the things that he's just like uncomfortable with.
Yeah, that's a good point, Asia, because what you're saying is that, even when we were talking about it, you guys didn't preface the question, but we immediately went to, I guess, certain things that were like, I don't know, almost triggers or whatever. But you could be vulnerable and letting, like, when you start talking about your partner, like your man or woman, letting them know the things that you like, the things that they do that you wish they would do more of, or, I really like that maybe there's somebody that writes you like love letters or something, just little things that make you feel good. So yeah, it could be that too, because sometimes we don't speak about what our love languages are. We just sometimes assume that the other person would just know that because they've been around you long enough or whatever. So it's good to verbalize that.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love, and I want to highlight something that both of you said is just taking that stigma away, right? Like me and Asia all the time, literally probably on every podcast we've ever been on, we talk about how important it is for men to be vulnerable. It's something that we want to do. I can't speak on every woman, right? Some women they don't like that. Some men don't want to do that for whatever reason, but I think it's healthy. It's healthy in any relationship, right? You have to get to a level of maturity. Really and truly you do. Because if you back to the Shaq point, if you around here throwing things back in people's face after they confided in you or told you something, standing in your truth, like Asia was saying for that moment, and I'm okay, boom, perfect opportunity. Let me talk about how you whatever. That's immature on so many different levels. And it just with anybody, again, not even your just relationships, but even friendships, for friends to quote unquote do that, that just shows me who you are. You showed me your hand. Thank you very much. right? And it forces people to kind of pull back and not be vulnerable or not move on to a new friend or a new partner or a new family member, I don't know, whatever, to then be vulnerable because it's like, yo, I trusted the last person and they threw it in my face. So why am I going to do this again? So I get it, but it's just like weeding out those immature folks that don't deserve to be a part of your vulnerable moments anyway. But understanding that those are your feelings, and if you share them, it's on you, right? Like it's something that you did for you and not less of them. That's we've definitely moved to our therapeutic bag. I feel like I'm in a
Yeah,
session
Look,
today.
I'm over here like,
for
wait,
sure.
I got a follow-up question too. So what do y'all feel, and then last one on this one, what do you feel that women can do to create a safe space for men to feel comfortable being vulnerable or to be okay with even doing any of those things? What can an individual, a woman do to help y'all feel more comfortable?
I think you said it in the question. I think it's making a safe space and really coming through on that, right? Like if you come and say, "Hey, Ezra, this is a safe space. You can tell me anything, judge-free zone, just lay it all out there." You got, it's like signing a contract. You got to commit to that, right? So if I come out and say my feelings, right, no matter how outlandish they might be, I'm expecting you to just kind of listen in that moment, just let me vent and not, what? Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, you crazy. Like, hold up. Like, like, let me just get my feelings out, or let me just say what I got to say. So I think it's just, staying committed to it being a safe space. I think that goes a long way,
Mhm.
just being able to say what you got to say with no judgment and, you know, being able to get what you got to get out. Because talking through stuff, just, and y'all know this in your field, like just talking through stuff, that goes a long way. That can that's like taking a 50-pound backpack off your shoulders sometimes, just being able to say how you feel about something and just getting that off your chest.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
good.
agree.
Those are gems.
Yeah. Go ahead, 16.
Now, I was gonna say, as long as they're listening and applying what you're saying, that helps. Because a lot of times, with guys, we get it a lot where women say, "Well, y'all don't, you don't listen to me," but we want to be listened to also, and have certain things that we want applied also. So, just saying what my brother was saying, just as long as he said taking the weight off his shoulders, as long as whatever he's saying, if it's I don't know, a trigger or anything else, as long as it's being applied, like you're not just hearing me, but you're listening to what I'm saying too. So that's important also.
Mm, good. Very good.
Good.
Take notes, ladies. Take notes.
Right?
No, that's good. That's good. And I'll end it here. Or I don't know if you have anything to add, but there's been a lot of times where my friends, my lady friends, they'll come to me and they'll say like, "Yo, I realized with my boyfriend, partner, whatever, I never really asked how he's doing." Right? Because women, we're naturally emotional. We got a lot of crap going on through our head. We're very reactive people. And when your dude comes to the door, or you go on a date, whatever, you're so quick. He always, generally, he always asks, how are you doing? How's whatever? And women are more likely to spill the beans about their day, they're dealing with, or this or that. When we ask how you're doing, it's just a question, right? We don't really care how you doing. And if a dude starts talking about, like, seriously, this is stuff that I had to unlearn and actually listen to my partner and intentionally ask him, how are you doing? What's going on in your brain? How can I help? How can I be a support to you? I feel like when women take a step back and do more of that instead of just running their mouth, right? And intentionally listening to their partner, to their man, kind of, but also offering support. Again, going back to the safe space and 16, listening and actually applying these things, it'll be helpful. So that's my little 2 cents based off of the responses that y'all gave. Good stuff.
That was good.
Good
A
stuff.
lot of
Okay.
gems.
Last question of the night. We are gonna hit y'all with some relationship stuff. And it goes a little like this. Is talking to your homeboy's ex-girlfriend off limits? And what if you had eyes on her first?
Oh man, receipts.
Well,
Oh,
ooh, yeah. To answer your question, yes, that person's that in general, I'm just thinking from my perspective that woman is off limits. That's just, I look at it like this. There's so many other women in the world, and that you could talk to or go on a date with. I just
well, yes, it depends. I mean, how close is this homeboy? Like, are we how tight are we? Because if we ain't that
well, I'm
tight,
thinking of it
remember?
like that's my boy. Like, that's how I think of it, because not everybody's my homeboy. I got acquaintances and I got homeboys. I'm thinking of it like, you, right? Or like the folks we do the show with. Like, I ain't messing with any of their exes, because like I ain't trying to make nothing for awkward for anybody. Like, I literally have a homeboy that's about to get married next month with a situation like this, and he completely had to cut the friend off because he chose the ex. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, wait,
It's
wait,
like,
wait. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. You have a friend that's getting married
yes,
very soon. The
yeah,
person that he's getting married to was the homeboy's ex.
correct.
Oh
Okay,
no.
interesting, interesting.
But
And
they're
then
not
he cut off the homeboy.
right. Like, they're not friends anymore.
Hmm.
Were they
Interesting.
tight, bro? Were they tight? Like are they like you and Jimmy tight,
Were
or you
they
and Chris
tight?
tight? Yeah.
Absolutely. Like it was
Oh,
one of those situations where it was like everybody's got a friend group, right? Like, let's just say it's like
Yeah.
8 of y'all, and y'all, for the most part, the 8 will link up, go somewhere, go to a party together, whatever. Well, within
Mhm.
that friend group, you have like the two that's like, yeah, me and 16, like, we're the best friends of this group, right?
Right.
Or
Hmm.
so and so, they're best friends, and they're always gonna be together no matter if the 8 are around. Well, it was like that. Like, they were that close.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, did he? Okay, okay, okay. To the second part, because I'm really trying to
I gotta
understand.
make sure he never sees this episode.
To the second part, right? Yeah. Yeah. To the second part of what Britt asked, though, right? Like, was it a situation where like he actually had so homeboy that's getting married, he had eyes on Shorty first?
No. This was
Okay.
it. Like, from my understanding of the situation, this was a Hakeem Olajuwon rebound
Mm.
situation.
No, man. What?
make this up.
Why? Like, yeah, never mind.
And yeah, like like, and just based on, I mean, I already had that feeling before this situation, right? But
Yeah.
that like confirmed it, because you have the friend group now, right? Where it's like, if I'm hanging out with this homeboy,
Right.
the other one can't come because this homeboy's gonna leave. He's not staying.
Dang.
So
That's
yeah,
great. That's wild. Wait, hold on, hold on, hold on. I have to know this. So are you going to the wedding?
I am. Yeah,
Hey, okay. Is the rest of the friend group like, did anybody else from the friend group was like, yo, that was messed up. We not cool with you?
yeah. Everybody had the same reaction to it. So like, like I said, this is a long story,
Yeah.
but basically, like, found out, rest of the, informed the friend group. Everybody had the same reaction, like, whoa, no, that's not right. That's not
Right.
cool. Hopefully it don't last.
Right.
Did. And I mean, like, everybody that he's invited to the wedding, as far as I know,
Yeah.
they're going.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, like you see it on like TV or movies, and like when it happened, it was like I'm one of those people, like, if I catch you saying something that don't sound right, then everything starts to click. Like, I'm the
Mm.
one, I'll be in the back, and I'll just observe everything, but I'm not gonna jump into the crowd and like call you out on it. I'm just gonna
Hmm.
observe, and if I'm not confident and just like attacking you on it, I won't. But this was a situation where I was like, something don't sound right here. Like, why is he doing this? Why is this going on? And I talked to the one friend about it. I was like, that does sound weird. That doesn't make sense. But then when it happened, I was like, I knew it. Like I knew something wasn't right here.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
Doug. Whoa.
That's crazy.
Wow.
yeah. So
Talk about a bro code, huh?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
very
and
that's
yeah,
me
I just
Spanish.
like there's so many. Like it's what 5 women to every man or whatever that population breakdown is, but it's like that's just my opinion on it. So
Okay.
Sheesh. Okay.
Man.
16. What you got on this one?
Well, I've been fortunate. Well, I haven't not been in a situation like that with my brother where he know about something like that. Um, I had something similar when I was a teenager that a friend was dating somebody, and I don't know if she really liked him like that, and she made an overture, and again, villain origin story. I really didn't turn her away. Um, yeah, I didn't turn her away. You know,
Mhm.
and I probably shouldn't have. The guy was I'd say he's a better than a good friend, but being dumb and being a teenager, you just roll with it. Like me as a grown up now, I wouldn't go that route. But as a 16, 17-year-old, you're like, whatever. But it wasn't cool. But nothing to the degree of what my brother just talked about. I mean, this was just high school nonsense. This is like, you know, two people they're man, they alter their entire lives and friendships, for I mean, man, it must be man, that thing must be thangin', bro. Seriously, because we t- we tearing down friendships like, whoo, that must be whoo, yeah, man. So I
like I said, I wouldn't know. I don't mess with the homies' exes and
yeah, I'm
girlfriends.
just saying under normal circumstances, though, all jokes aside, that should be something that's just like off limits. You should legitimately run in the opposite direction to stay away from drama like that.
Does it
But
matter the length of time? Like if it's somebody that he dated versus an actual ex-girlfriend where you got years underneath the belt.
I should probably just stay clear altogether. Feels like
yeah, I would agree with that because even with like a fling, us guys, like we're gonna pull jokes. We're gonna like, yeah, yeah. And the
also
situation I'm
with
talking
dudes,
about, it was like years of dating.
it's an ego thing too, because guys got this problem bad. And I know Asian Brittany, y'all know about this plenty. Like guys act like once you've been with them, it's like, how in the world do you even continue to breathe without me being in your life anymore? Type thing. Like she moved on. What do you mean she moved on? I'm me. What are you talking about? So yeah, dudes got that bad. So yeah, it's a lot of ego involved in that too.
Mhm. Mm, that's crazy. That's There's too many
That's
people in this
amazing.
world for that. I just don't.
That's my whole motto on it.
Hmm.
Like especially if you haven't been out your hometown or you ain't been out of a different state, like there's so much to see in the world.
The
Like,
only reasonable explanation is, man, she must, like I said, that thing is, yeah, so
But I've heard there's people that click well with other people, right? Like, and then you come back for the people that are very respectful of their friendships, and they don't want to cross that line, but it's like in the back of their mind, I'm missing out on what should have been because I'm trying to respect like my friend, right? So you miss out on your soulmate, you miss out on your life partner, um, because you're trying to protect the girl code, guy code. It just sucks because in my head I'm like, yeah, but is there another person that's like this guy or like this girl that I can vibe with, that'll have the same chemistry, that's somewhat the same? There has to be. There's no way that individual, right? Like I gotta go then be with him after homegirl just cried on my shoulder about the 1,050 things that he's done to her. But it was just a better fit for me. Like I don't see myself ever doing that. It's crazy.
It's weird because like I get so conflicted over you know how I am. I get so conflicted because I really do feel like would I do it? No, but I don't have I think there is a lot of gray as far as if the person's not your person, what if the person is like the other person is just your person, right? Like I just feel like in some capacity, because even though there are so many people in the world, right? And this is just me being in the gray. With even though there are so many people in the world, and to be honest, and the world is even smaller, I feel like with like dating sites and all that stuff, but outside of that, it's like I'm not gonna go fly to India and then start linking up with people in India. I'm never gonna meet those people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not
Right.
gonna go to Indiana and then, you know what I'm saying? And then like do the whole thing in Indiana. So I think it just depends, I guess, when it comes down to like your person or finding that person. I really do think it's sometimes it is who is in your vicinity that then becomes your person, right? So it's weird because I'm like, dang, that's messed up because I really do think that that's messed up, especially because I'm actually looking at shorty sideways because that to me is weird. Like that to me is just like you've now been with the bros. Like I don't know, I just feel a way about that. But
Again, so
in
it goes back to the guy group, right? Like that's something that's brought up, right? It's like damn, like what you doing? Like, you know. But
yeah,
I
like
I
that's
get you too on like the gray area, right? Because like in the example I just mentioned, they're great together. Like, you know,
Right.
that and it's like one of those things is like it worked out. Like, me just as the integrity of the guy circle and just whatever, I was like, well, maybe it won't work out, but it's like, you know, it's worked out. And it's like, I wish them nothing but the best, but it's just like still awkward to navigate it, right?
yeah.
How it came about. Because I mean, really and truly, like, what if he passed her up? And then he out here dating for the rest of his life when he really could have been with his wife back then, right? Because she was the one, all because he was protecting a friendship that I don't know, boy, just I don't know. So I see it. It's just that's hard to do. I don't know if I could do it.
And for it to be somebody that's like your best friend, because now I'm also thinking about the whole dynamics of that, right? Like it's not just like somebody that's just in your circle. It's like that is your person within the circle. Like that's a whole other level. And then to just drop them. But then again, on the other side, it depends, I think, of how you value relationships though, right? Because if you do feel like, no, like I want my person because there's certain things that my bro just can't do for me. There's certain things that my homegirl, speaking as Asian now, like there's so many things that my homegirl just can't do for me. It's a different level of like a relationship, when you get that intimacy, I
Yeah.
guess. So
It's
that
a
could
it's a
that could
it's a
really,
business decision at the end of the day. Like you
Right.
cut ties with
yeah.
business partner A because business partner B is checking more boxes. Like, and that's what happened at the end of the day. It's like,
God, wait. Okay. Wait, I got one more question. I got one more question. And I'm gonna shoot it at 16 first. So what if I promise you as you're talking, I'm just playing over best man in my head. What if you didn't know, right? Like you guys are homeboys, you did something with the woman that he's about to marry. Do you feel like you should say something off rip, like when he first starts talking to the girl, or do you wait like they did in the movie, to wedding day and then kind of express like, yo, I gotta tell you something. I gotta get it off my chest. Like I smashed her way back when. It was nothing, but I need to tell you this because we're friends.
Ooh, okay, interesting. Um, so in a normal circumstance, I say, yeah, you should probably talk to him before. But there was this guy that I worked with who we are cool. Like we're not we're not like buddies. We don't text. We don't hang out or nothing like that. But we were work like cordial. And the woman that he's married to now, she and I might have had a little fun back in the day, and I would never tell him that. Like, yo, your wife, bro, you got yourself a good one, my man. I
Hey,
would
great choice,
never.
my dog. Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
she,
yeah,
like, bro,
good
she,
shit, man.
you know, I'm not gonna be like, bro, she is flexible as hell. Yeah, bro, you are. Congratulations.
Yeah.
No, I would not. In that situation, I would never find myself like telling him that because we're not on that level. So what he don't know, he ain't got to know. So that's cool. But under a circumstance where I didn't, you have to have a conversation with them soon as I, hey man, yo, listen, I see you talking to such and such. Look, I just want to let you know we kicked it. It really wasn't like that. You know, I hope it work out for you type thing. So you should. But in the other situation that I had, there's no need for me to tell him anything. We could just stay where it is. You know,
That's fair.
we just getting out all type of stuff here tonight. This is
No,
what
but
y'all
I mean,
do.
you're right, 16. Like to answer the question, like in the movie, the best man should have after it happened.
He should, yeah, he should have went ahead and talked.
She was being evil with it. Let's be, being honest. She was being evil with it. A little get back. He should have, they should have came clean beforehand. But yeah, like, I guess it kind of just goes back to the bro code for me. It's like, oh, hey man, I've been talking to so and so. That's so and so. Like, so and so. Yeah. Hey, let's talk real quick before things get a little crazy. Like, hey, just wanted to full disclosure. This is what happened. This was the situation. Circa insert year here. Just wanted to make you aware of it. That way, if she brings it up or whatever, you know. And then whatever you do after that, it is what it is. If you're the best man in the wedding after you give the disclosure and everything, you got.
So what you said at the wedding speech, like, boy, you a lucky man, son. You a lucky man.
Nah. That's
because what's risky, right, is like if you like, oh man, I know her. Yeah, that ain't gonna last long. Like Asia said earlier, like if that's the person and it ends up being 5, 6 months, year, then you're like, damn, like, it's a year in, like,
yeah,
it might be getting serious, like,
yeah. And I feel like it should be on both parts, right? Like, so I wouldn't really, I'd be mad at my partner too. Like, you do this because he was in the act. Neither one of y'all said nothing. Oh, we gotta fight both of y'all, then let both of y'all go. Because now it's just kind of like I don't know if I can trust you as my partner because you said absolutely nothing. And then my best friend, my so-called best friend, didn't say anything either. That would be it for me. But then I'm just thinking too, like, what if my best friend came to me first before my partner? Like, would I be mad? Or what if my partner came to me before my best friend? Like, would I be mad? Like, who would I be mad at first? That's just a sticky situation altogether.
sticky.
It definitely is.
Especially if you didn't know it happened, which makes it. Yeah. Hollywood.
That's definitely a sticky situation. Just because I'm thinking, like, you, in the end, you're gonna have to be mad at one of them because somebody's gonna have to tell you first. Because can you imagine if they both come in at the same time to tell you? I'm also really upset. So y'all done had a whole private conversation, planned this whole thing, and now both of y'all arm in arm, fingers all interlocked.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, like either way.
But like, let me ask you this. I feel like a lot of times the guys come clean first. Like, hey, bro, this happened. I feel like a lot of times, like the partner in this situation, we're just assuming it's a woman. I can't think of a lot of situations where the woman's like, hey, mess around with your homeboy back in the day. Like, it's usually the guy that's like way ahead of them.
Yeah, that's true. Because
like depending on the situation, that might be like for guys, I don't know, we're weird like that, but like every encounter is like a trophy or something, it's like I feel like women are way more like, yeah, I'm very shameful of what happened with this guy, and I don't want to bring that up, so I'm not gonna talk about it.
Right.
Oh yeah, women, we deduct bodies. That's a thing. Like
Yeah.
it will
Yeah,
have
I know
never
about that.
happened.
Like guys, we just, it's like, like, people be talking about like the butt of her face and all that crap. Like they'll be like, yeah, her, yeah, that's me, dude. Yeah, like, and it's like, dude, like, why are you bragging about that? Like,
Yeah, no, yeah. But you know what I also think too? I think the one thing we haven't talked about is it depends on how happy your friend is. Because I think that would deter some people from telling or not. So like if you see that your friend is like super, super happy with this person, it'll be like, now if I tell them
that's
what
why
if
that's why you
they
gotta do it. And depending on how cool you are with the person, right? They
Mhm,
might have been talking for a few months before they introduce
mhm,
this potential relationship to the friend group, right? So you can't, that ain't your fault. But if you
Yeah.
know off the rip, like, hey, I saw you talking to her in the club, y'all exchanged numbers.
mhm.
I
Yeah.
Cause yeah, if it gets too spicy, that's messing with your peace of mind, your anxiety at some point. Like, like,
Fact. Fact.
Dang.
yeah,
Mm.
I ain't got time for that. Mm-mm.
I'd still probably deny it.
See, and that's the element with y'all. Like,
I'm not
because
gonna
Mhm.
like
lie,
I
Britt.
said,
I was thinking
y'all
that
got
too.
some regrets, some ones that y'all be deducting, that
Exactly.
y'all be talking about, oh, I never mess with him, blah blah
A
blah.
lot,
Like,
lying.
yo,
Oh
like,
Lying.
yeah, I've heard that bedtime story before, where nothing to you is nothing, but nothing is like really something though. But you know, yeah,
Yeah.
I just feel like some things you do take to the grave
Yes.
and you stand
Absolutely.
on that.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Some things I think you can take to the grave.
yeah.
And that's
Us
okay.
guys, we have a problem with that. There's some stuff you just gotta shut up about and take to the grave, or like not talk about.
Mhm.
yeah.
Then you
Well, I said
beat
this
that. You want
before.
to know why
I
you're
ain't got to
bothered.
talk
It's
about it.
like,
I ain't got to talk about it. Long as I know, that's enough.
no, but what I'm saying, I know that. But what I'm saying is, some guys, they just is like the lady will say, like, hey, if I find out that you said this, like, we're done.
Hmm.
Like, you know how you talk about outpunting your coverage, and it's like, you have no business being with this girl. She told you to keep it on download. Like, you better follow directions. And as soon as you blurt out your mouth, you block. And it's like, oh man, why I'm blocked? Because you didn't follow directions. Like, you got to shut
'Cause
up.
you didn't follow directions. Exactly.
Well, I'm getting the call back because I follow directions. You don't want to talk about it? Great, call me.
So he's like,
I
your
don't know
secret is
nothing.
safe with me.
I turn into Scooby Doo in a second.
Who?
That is
Boy.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that
what?
is.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hell, you talking, girl?
That is so funny. Well, y'all, we don't have any more questions for y'all. We've had so much fun with you. So this has been another episode of Small Talk. You already know, two queens, two perspectives, one topic. But tonight we had two kings join us from the Atlanta radio show. We have M16 and EZ, and we're just so grateful that y'all have come on to our show to kick it with us, so we can get y'all back for all the times that y'all got us when we were on your show. So just let folks know one more time where they can find you and listen to y'all.
Oh, this is me again, Easy. I want to say first that Asian Brittany, y'all are brilliant. The Small Talk podcast is just like a must
Brilliantly
listen.
spicy. This was spicy.
Yes, y'all are just the best. I mean, it's something else when you could be as beautiful as both of y'all are, but your superpowers is just how smart you are. It's outstanding. So I just can't say that enough. Um, where y'all can find us at, like I said, we're at It's the Radio Show on Instagram. That has all our information as far as YouTube, and also where you can listen to us. We are also like slash a radio station because we play underground music, hip hop, R&B, whatever. So if you're an aspiring artist and you want to, you're looking for radio play, you can send us an email to radioshowinbox@gmail.com, or you can even text us 678 800-1677. Just, hit us up. Maybe, play your song on a future episode. But yes, definitely get at us. And we just look forward to collaborating with y'all a million times over again. Please. Yes.
Absolutely.
Damn. All right, y'all. We will see you on the next episode. Bye.